Tomorrow night, you climb into bed, close your eyes, and nothing happens. You stay awake. So does everyone else. But the real answer to what happens when sleep disappears is far stranger than a planet full of tired people. How long would the modern world remain recognizable? The first morning might feel almost exciting. You gain 8 extra hours, and coffee looks like humanity's greatest invention. But your attention is already becoming less stable. Tiny mistakes appear before you feel seriously impaired. Would you notice your judgment failing if the same tired brain had to judge itself? After roughly 17 hours awake, performance begins to resemble alcohol impairment. In 1997, researchers Drew Dawson compared sustained wakefulness with rising blood alcohol levels. After 17 hours, performance resembled a 0.05% blood alcohol level. After 24 hours, it approached 0.10% on their tracking task. What happens when every driver, surgeon, pilot, and power grid operator reaches that state together? By the second day, your emotions stop behaving politely. Sleep loss weakens the prefrontal cortex, which normally evaluates impulses and consequences. In a 2007 brain imaging study, Matthew Walker and his colleagues found that sleep-deprived participants showed a much stronger amygdala response to negative images. A minor disagreement can feel like betrayal, and a slow website may suddenly seem personally insulting. How stable would society remain when billions of exhausted brains began treating irritation like danger? Your brain would also begin stealing sleep without permission. Microsleeps are involuntary lapses lasting seconds, sometimes while your eyes remain open. During that gap, information may never be processed, even though you appear awake. On a sofa, that is inconvenient. Behind a steering wheel, it is catastrophic. Could civilization remain awake if individual brains kept secretly switching off? Now imagine that sleep does not merely become unavailable. Imagine that the biological ability to sleep disappears completely, including every microsleep and brief neural escape. That sounds useful until the hidden work of sleep also disappears. Memory consolidation, immune regulation, emotional recalibration, and metabolic control all begin losing their scheduled maintenance window. What happens to a city when every repair crew vanishes, but the machinery keeps running? Sleep is not an empty pause in consciousness. It is an active biological state in which the brain reorganizes information, adjusts connections, and performs maintenance that waking activity cannot fully replace. In 2013, scientist Maiken Nedergaard reported that waste clearance through the brain's glymphatic system increased during sleep in mice. The glymphatic system is a fluid-based cleaning network surrounding brain cells. If that nightly cleaning stopped forever, how long could healthy brain function continue? The first global failures would probably come from coordination rather than dramatic collapse. Traffic accidents would rise, medical errors would multiply, and supply chains would become slower and less reliable. Emergency workers would face the same impairment as the people they were trying to help. By the second evening, the coffee machine might need a waiting list and its own security detail. What happens when every safety system depends on another sleep-deprived human? The famous Randy Gardner experiment offers a clear warning. In 1964, the 17-year-old remained awake for about 11 days while researchers, including sleep scientist William Dement, observed him. His attention, mood, memory, and perception deteriorated, although he later recovered after sleeping. The case is often presented as proof that humans can survive extreme wakefulness, but one unusual volunteer is not a safety certificate for humanity. What would happen without the recovery sleep that made his recovery possible? The counterintuitive answer is that sleep cannot disappear, while the rest of human biology remains unchanged. Your waking mind depends on processes that occur, while consciousness loosens its grip. Remove sleep and you do not create a more productive human. You create a biological system forced to operate continuously while losing the maintenance that makes continuous operation possible. Could an extra 8 hours still feel like a gift if each one made the next day less usable? The world might not end on the first sleepless morning. It would fray through mistakes, conflict, and machines operated by people who no longer understood how impaired they had become. Sleep looks like lost time only because its work happens where consciousness cannot watch it. So when your alarm rings after a full night, are you returning from inactivity or from the most important maintenance shift of your day? Tomorrow night, when you close your eyes, doing nothing may be the most important thing your brain does all day.
Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe.